Riding in cars with entrepreneurs. For nearly 4 years, my job has mainly been riding around in cars with strange men and sometimes women. Studying Uber drivers from mid-2014 through the winter of 2018, I've crossed more than 25 cities and traversed more than 5,000 miles in cars in the United States and Canada, from Juneau to Montreal. In the traditions of multi-site ethnography and immersive journalism, I've observed the culture of work in Uberland in more than a dozen major cities, like New York and Atlanta. I've had one-off rides and short conversations with ride-hail drivers in other cities like Bozeman, Montana, and taxi drivers such as in pre-Uber cities like Vancouver, British Columbia, and Winnipeg, Manitoba. Once in a while, I've conducted phone interviews with drivers in cities I haven't been to, like Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Houston, Texas, and Raleigh, North Carolina. In some places where Uber is illegal, I observed and interviewed drivers while they worked underground, and I returned to observe after the company came out in the open. In all, I have conducted interviews with 125 drivers who work for ride-hail companies, as well as some taxi drivers in cars, on the phone, through Skype, and occasionally in online chats. I have also made observations by riding along with over 400 drivers in cars. Hundreds of rides later, the treacly scent of air fresheners I inhale on each trip still makes my eyes water. The stories that these ride-hail drivers share with me remain etched in my mind. Manoj is an Uber driver in Montreal who started driving for the company while it was still operating illegally. He explains to me why back then he was unfazed by the risks of attack by taxi drivers and censor from the transportation police. I cross many countries' borders illegal, he says, with a crack in his voice as he shares his life story with me, both quiet and brazen. He isn't afraid to break the rules. A Hindu religious minority is his native Bangladesh. He has left from the Soviet Union as an economic migrant to find work. He left for the Soviet Union as an He continued through the former Czechoslovakia, burrowed from electrified fences to cross East Germany to Frankfurt, and found asylum in Canada as his refugee claims in Germany was rejected. Although Manoj Ada, after his refugee claim